My name is Dusty Lapp and do a handful of things for a living. Nutritional therapy practitioner for the past over a decade. I also teach and train other nutritional therapy practitioners through the Nutritional Therapy Association out of Olympia, Washington. I recently started up a closed cell spray foam insulation business, and then also have a leadership business that focuses on helping businesses as well as individuals create a plan for whether it be their life or their business so that they can be successful. Grew up in southern Idaho and grew up around Hagerman, moved to Twin, out by Hanson, so the Magic Valley pretty much my entire life, and went to school in Seattle area for a while, then came back, and then I went to Michigan, worked out there for just a little bit, came back, and then I went to Colorado Springs, worked there for a little bit, came back. So Idaho's just always been home, specifically southern Idaho. And I was in a full-time ministry for a number of years, and within that capacity, I just saw a big disconnect between people's health, spiritual health, mental, emotional, physical, and the way that it was presented. What I saw many times was that they were isolated and they were insular, that there was no connection. So I saw this impact in people's health, and within the church world there was a spiritual dynamic of what it was to know God and walk with God, but then it didn't translate over into areas of life for whatever reason, and I just couldn't have that. So I transitioned out of ministry into something that was more practical to help people reclaim their health, because if people aren't healthy, they can't accomplish everything that they were created to accomplish. They're going to be sick, they're going to be miserable, and not be able to have the vibrant health that I think everybody around them needs. So that was part of the transition into nutritional therapy specifically. It's been a process of revealing and understanding, but really what I like to see is when I'm talking with people, and whether a light bulb comes on or they have some sort of an understanding that they didn't have before. Maybe I was able to ask a question or help them expose a blind spot or an area that they just hadn't tended to, that can be a key that will unlock some more success or some more understanding for them. So I love to see that in people. I love it when people expand in who they are and are able to reach further than they thought they could. So I want people to pursue understanding rather than information, rather than knowledge. I want understanding, and I want clarity, and I want an awareness, because at the root that those produce is connection. And I think people are able to help people when they connect. And so few people have an understanding on what it is to connect, because they're so information driven or they're so outcome driven that they go right past the connection, which is where the magic is. There are times when I feel complacent, but I have a mindset of growth, and I am always wanting to learn and grow. And there are seasons. I also understand that there are seasons in life, there are seasons in business, there are seasons in relationships and finances, and all of these seasons where complacency can settle in. And I don't know that that's a bad thing. I think that if we can push and push and push and push out of, I don't want to become complacent, and I've seen people do that. And so rather than pursuing what they're pursuing out of passion and purpose, they're pursuing it because I don't want to be something, let's say, complacent, or I don't want to look like a failure. I don't want to look like I don't know. And so they're always pursuing something out of what they don't want. And so for me, I just understand that there are times when I am complacent. And what do I do with that? How do I walk through that? How do I grow from that? I think it's a reality. Everybody gets complacent in different stages in life. And I think it's a recognition and then an understanding of, I'm not going to stay here. What got me here, and where do I need to go from here? I think it taps into the person. And as business leaders, what we can do is we can look at the business that we're developing, the culture that we're developing, the vision that we have, and we want employees, people around us, to buy into that vision, to push that vision. And I would say that's very shakeable. But when I have that vision and it burns within me, but I can find what's the vision of my employees and what's the vision for the people around me and help them fulfill that vision, that's unshakable because now it's in them. It's not just something I'm trying to pull them or push them to, it's something that I'm helping bring out of them that they want in life. And so a work culture that has people that are in the right places, doing the right things, that's tapping into their gifts and tapping into what they love, things come, they still do what they love. No matter what happens, they're still doing what they love. But if they're in a work culture that they're just pursuing a mission that's driven from the head, that they may not believe in or may not resonate with them, when things get shaky, they're going to leave, they're going to go somewhere else. A company that can really invest into employees and say, what is it that you want and how can I help you get that? That's a whole different paradigm. When I talk at the summit, I'm going to draw from a handful of things, different experiences that I've been exposed to, different environments that I've been around, and the result of those environments have produced certain culture within not only the family, which is what I'll be talking about, but in the business, within the community as a whole. And so culture is really, when I look at culture, it's something that grows and produces something. And so if you look at a culture in a lab, they're culturing something and it's producing something because of a specific setting and environment. And so I want to tap into what settings and environments are we in? Do we like the outcome of those, and what do we need to do to change in order to produce a different culture that's going to produce a different outcome? If I make my decisions based on fear and I try and hold and I try and guard against certain things, my actions are stemming from something that can't produce a good result. It might be able to put up some walls and boundaries and keep me where I am, but if my actions are based out of fear, it won't produce what I'm wanting. So I would say embrace the fear, face the fear. It's just like, wherever the fear is and wherever the uncertainty is, wherever the challenge is, most people tend to push away from it and don't want it. But if I go to where that is, that's where the life is. And I think I would say go to it instead of push against it. I'm Dusty Lapp, and I am super excited to be at the Idaho Business Summit 2022. Looking forward to meeting you there and looking forward to growing and learning with you.